So, I'm Kristen Stevens, and I'm here to explain to you how a Disney look-alike audition happens. I eventually went to my mom to ask what I should wear, and she said wear leggings, and I wore little ballerina like slippers, like those little slip-on shoes, and I wore like a tight fitted but flowy dress. It was a cotton dress, nothing really special. It just showed off my figure, and but it was comfortable. I wasn't like it was fine, but it looked good. I saw other people wearing high heels. I wouldn't suggest that because you will be doing a dance routine if you get to that point. Um, also, when you do the dance routine, they don't let you take off your shoes. So if you're just wearing heels and you didn't bring anything, you're doing the dance routine in your heels. They're very against. There's some girls did take off their shoes and they were like, you have to put them back on. Other people wore boots. I wouldn't recommend that either, but people who are wearing them seem to be able to do things with them in. But they definitely wish that they wore tennis shoes. The majority of people wore tennis shoes, wore character shoes. And if you don't own that, don't worry, it's fine. Auditions where people brought their own jazz shoes, so keep that in mind. You can change shoes once you're doing something. They give you little buffer times in between before you do stuff, so you can go to the bathroom, get drinks, eat. It's fine. It's not like they're rushing you to everything. Your hair, getting there. Can have your hair down. It's fine. I wouldn't recommend doing a lot of work today. A lot of people didn't do a lot of work because it was raining, so it's like, oh, my hair's gonna frizz, so I'll just leave it down, or I'll put it in a bun or a side braid. Your hair, if you get far enough, it will be pulled back. So like I said, I had mine in a bun, in a high bun. I had my bangs down, I had to move those back. I never fixed it, so maybe that's why I didn't like it. But you will have to put your hair back, and they give you rubber bands and hair clips and stuff so they can see you in a bald look and your side profile and etc. Makeup, I did very light makeup. I did some cover up. I woke up at 7 in the morning. I kind of had some bags, cover that up, put some mascara, did very light dark eyeliner, did some pink, very light shimmer pink um, eyeshadow, and that was it. I didn't wear any rings. I had my necklace and I had some earrings, and they were like little stub earrings, so don't try to go all fancy. I saw some people who did, and I was just like, well, whatever, your hair's gonna be pulled back anyway. So anyways, you're wearing a wig when you're working there, so it doesn't matter. So the first thing you're gonna do is you want to get there early. I know that might sound like a cliche, but it really does help, because so if you come late, it's more of a chance of them just like look at you really fast and keep moving because they're going through so many people, which I've definitely have had before. Sometimes I show up for every audition is going to be different. You're never going to get the same experience, or you'll get the same experience, but it's kind of different every single time if you catch my drift. Sometimes I've been to character auditions where there were so many people, they let groups people in to audition, and then when they realized so many people were coming, they just had the line and they measured you. And if you weren't at a certain height, which they didn't indicate online, it would be like open audition, which I went to. My very first audition was open, all heights. Basically, they were recasting. They didn't say who they needed. I showed up. I'm 5'2". They will measure you shorter than you are, so expect that. I got measured at 5 foot. So I was like, oh, okay. And they cut me. So I was very disappointed, very disheartened, because I was like, I didn't get to do anything. You judged me on my height, and ouch. Typically what happens first, which happens all the time, is you go into a room, you're with like 50 people, if a lot of people come. Today there was maybe 40, 30 of us in a room because nobody really showed up for the audition. And you go in a line and it'll have a little character face, like mine had Peter Pan, and it would be like number 3. And they'll go across the line and they'll just like smile and wait for you. They'll play some music in the background and you'll be like, oh, okay, cute, yay. And then they'll like talk to each other and do paper look and glance at you and look, and then you don't think because they're not looking at you doesn't mean they're not looking at you, because they didn't really look at me and I got passed. So I was like, yay. because I never get passed on that. I apparently don't look like anybody. So I got passed, and then they kick a lot of people out. Forewarning in case you're scared, if they tell you to go to the right side of the room, and this is at the California or Cass Center auditions, if they tell you to go to the right side of the room or towards the piano, that means you've made it. If they ask you to go to the left where the exit is, it means you didn't. So sometimes it's scary because some people are like, oh, what does this mean? People might get excited and then they realize, oh, I didn't make it. Sad but true, it happens, sorry. It happened plenty of times to me. And the next part after the look part is you learn a dance routine. I'm not a dancer. People who were dancers were freaking out. Don't freak out. They teach it to you, and it's fast-paced learning, but they go over it at least 12 times. And while you're auditioning, the teacher is doing it in front of you. So it's not like, oh, you memorized everything, go do it. The teacher's like, I'm here in the corner, just watch me, we'll do the dance. And you're like, score, cool. I don't have to freak out or have stage fright. I can just glance at you. Maybe I'll show you the dance that I learned. I don't know if that's against any rules. I've heard that every audition they do different dances. And I don't think it's against rules because the dance we learned today was the same dance that they do in the parade with the princesses. They do like the little princesses. So after this, I'll do it. Anyway, so they had guys on one side of the room, girls on the other, learn the dance. They break it down. So they're like, here's this part, let's do it together. There's the next part, let's do all that together. Here's the next part, let's do all that together. Until you get the whole little spiel. Then you do it with music like 5 times. Then she does it with just guys, just girls, just guys, just girls. And then you audition. And you go, when you audition for dancing, it's not you in the spotlight. You have 4 people with you in the row. You do a little box thing and you do the dance together and the people look at it. They write you down. You go to the side of the room. The next group goes. I was one of the last with this other girl. I was number 33, so I was one of the last. And there was only 2 of us, so we didn't have a group of 4. We had 2 people and we were in the front of the room. And I think they noticed we were kind of scared because we didn't have like other people there. Everyone was watching us. They had us redo the dance twice. Not bad. We got passed. I thought I was definitely going to get cut because I'm not a dancer. But I think the fact that if you have a lot of confidence, you're smiling and you kind of have the mannerism of like, I know I'm a princess. I know I'm a Disney character. Don't laugh anything off. Don't act goofy or anything. You'll pass. You'll probably get passed. A couple people got cut in our round. I don't know why. I wasn't really paying attention to them while they were auditioning. I was kind of watching the teacher and trying to remember the dance. So sorry, can't tell you what people did wrong. Sometimes it's just a guessing game. You just don't know why you get cut. So after doing the dance, you fill out paperwork, you get measured, you get your picture taken, a front profile picture and a side profile picture. And then they take you back to the room, and they give you a script, and that's your character that you have to learn. So for instance, me, I got Tinkerbell, so I got a little, here's her mannerism, she's sassy, she's blah, 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 a picture of her on the side, and you're like, oh yeah, that's Tinkerbell. And then a little like paragraph of something that she would say, like, I live in Pixie Hollow, I'm a tinker, but I wish I could do more, etc., etc. Other people would get other characters. There was actually a girl who got Pocahontas, which was cool. Some people got Mary Poppins. People got Gaston, Ariel, Cinderella, a bunch of characters. And it's funny because what some people got as characters that they were rehearsing as wasn't what they were hiring. So that made me think maybe it was just like acting style they were looking for, or maybe they were hiring broader because Pocahontas and Wendy and Alice was not on the list of people they were hiring for. So that's interesting. Maybe just because they have certain characters doesn't mean you'll be reading for them. And again, I don't know what they're looking for with the acting. Some people just stood there and you don't have to memorize it, you can just read it. And some people just like did the accent and read it. If you're like Merida or Mary Poppins or Alice, for instance. And then some people would act it, so they'd be like, kind of do hand gestures, kind of move around. I did big hand gestures. I did like all this stuff, and I was walking, and I was like, come over here, because I'm supposed to be interacting with kids, so, which I didn't think was a problem, and I actually got complimented on how good my acting ability skills were, and I was like, thanks, and they suggested that I pursue that, which I'm now confused because I got cut right after that. So I don't know what they were looking for. There was another girl who did Tink, and she got passed, and she just stood there and read it. So I was like, I don't know if I just like didn't have the voice. I wasn't talking like this. I had a very upbeat voice. I'm kind of sick right now, so I don't want to reenact it. Maybe if I decide to reshoot this, I will. I remember some of the lines, and I can show you what I did. Some people would act, and if they could tell you were nervous, they would have you redo it. No pressure. And those people got passed. Like, they'd be like, okay, you rushed the beginning, but then you started slowing down. Can you redo the beginning for me? And some people would be like, okay, we love the accent. We know you could play like Alice or Wendy or whatever. But here's another character. Here's like Snow White. Can you just learn their spiel, and you'll go to another room and you'll learn it, and then you'll come back and do it again. I assume after that because it's a very small group now, from like 40 people to a room, we got to 33, and I was the second group, so that means my group was from number 21 to 33, which ended in me, and so that means there was 20 people in front of us. So, and then I think in the end there was another group behind us, and that I don't know how many people were in that. So maybe 40 people were there by the time we got to acting. And then by that time, 8 of us got cut in our second group. I don't know how many people got cut in the first group. So there was probably 20, just guesstimating. I assume after that you get to try on the costumes. Don't quote me. I don't know. I don't know what else I could trudge you on besides putting on the wig, because while you were doing the side profiles and stuff, you did that with your hair, and then they would ask you to pull your hair back. So you pull it into like a bun, and you had to hide it from your face, and you had to kind of look like you were bald. So it would be like your bald picture, so they can imagine a wig on you, or they could see your facial structures. So if you have any suggestions on what I should talk about or any more questions, please just write a comment below, and I hope you enjoy, and I hope the Disney company doesn't get mad that I'm telling you guys all this. I hope this helps and you're a little bit more confident when you go to your audition, so good luck! So for the dance routine, it went a little something like this. I'll just give you a little spiel. I don't know if I remember it all, so let's see if I want it. Girls, you have to put your hands like this, like a princess. They kind of tell you how to do your fingers. So it's like very pretty like, and men do like this the whole time. So any part that a girl goes like this, a guy goes like this, or like whatever. So how it went was, girls, princesses like this, you smile and you go step 1, step 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You go pivot, and then you go that pivot, and you go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you go 1, 2, 3, 4, curtsy. I'm pretty sure that's how it went. I kind of like didn't think about it unless I was looking at the teacher. So I hope that helps. Good luck. Maybe that might not be the dance you get next time, but it's pretty simple like that. I've heard that they keep it around the same level of difficulty. So good luck.